Anyways.
Cash money.
Yep. Cash money.
Yeah.
My name is Caden Sinclair Eastman. Yes, we are those Sinclairs. Some people call us American royalty. I feel I've known you all my life. We live, at least in the summer, on Beechwood Island. I know your marks, your every line. We were happy. We wanted for nothing. I just hope we don't run out of...
First of all, I love your work. I love what you did with the characters. I was intrigued. I was looking at you every time you were screen. I really love your performances in this show. And there's a few things that really I want to pick your mind about, especially if there's any aspects of your character that you think will be or is misinterpreted by people. Because, you know, we start slowly finding out who they are, really.
Yeah.
Is there anything you kept in mind, like, oh my God, I don't want them to be unlikable, or I don't want them to think they are egocentric or whatever? Is there an aspect you work really mindfully to avoid that viewers would interpret in a wrong way?
I never like to think about that. I think if you're acting, you know, you kind of just want to understand a character inside and out and, you know, why they do the things that they do as opposed to what people are going to think of them. And I think especially with Johnny doesn't care what you think about at all. You know, that's his whole thing. And so maybe he comes off as a douche at the start. I thought maybe a little bit, a tiny bit. But the more that you get to know him, you start to love him because you just go, oh, he doesn't really care what other people think about him. And he's, you know, he's actually quite lovely.
Yeah, there's something really charming about that.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's kind of weird in that way. Also, your character is kind of very...
Yeah, but I've luckily never been, you know, never read a character and been like, oh, I don't like this part of them. Or if something could be misinterpreted, maybe it should be, you know, if that's a part of that person. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what I have to say. And then what he said as well, yeah.
Was there a moment during filming that you felt like you truly understood the character? Like the scene shift, your perspective, or stay with you after?
Weirdly enough, I feel like I kind of, because writing is so special, I feel like I kind of got her when I read like my audition scenes, and I kind of fell in love with her in that moment. I don't think like
I feel like I had scenes where like I'd learn about the character in scenes.
Right.
You know, like I didn't really know what was going to happen until I got into the scene. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that about the cat. It kind of comes out in a scene. And
something I was really, well, not really surprised by, but I really loved about the show was the music is fantastic. Like the soundtrack is amazing. Like, and I was wondering if you could choose any song that sums up your character, the journey as the character, which song would it be?
I listened a lot to Twilight by Boa. For some reason, I don't know, something about that song was really, it's just the way it picks up and goes out. I have no idea why. It's just some random, like, I feel like with characters, I'll be listening to a song and I'll be like, oh, that's for some reason hitting a certain chord that I associate with the character. And then,
yeah. I was going to say, I think it's quite specific to moments too for me. Because to encapsulate a whole character in a whole song is very hard unless it's like written for the character.
Yeah, I had songs for like specific episodes.
Yeah,
and like different
scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd say the one that that circled back later after we'd stopped filming and came back recently a few weeks ago for me was No One Noticed by the Marias. And I think that that's a really good one for Mirren. So yeah, I'd say that one. And again, in specific moments, but I think to encapsulate her, I think she wants to be seen. But
I want to know your perspective. How do you experience that emotional closure inside of the story? How did you as an actor feel when it was over?
Terrible.
Horrible.
Terrible. It was, it wasn't like it was weird because like, you know, it doesn't, oh, I don't want to, we don't want to, it's hard to, you know.
About this part without obviously saying everything, but
But it was
It's like
difficult
take
to.
home and ingest, I guess.
Yeah,
Too.
because it ends on a unique note, and you know what. Anyways, you got to watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Watch it and you'll see.
So,
Okay, and last, this is a silly one, but I love what people come up with. If you could, okay, so nobody, I don't know anything about the show, let's say, I haven't read the books. If you could use 3 emojis to say what it's kind of about without giving anything away, which one would they be?
Like a wave emoji. The ocean.
Ocean. Say sun,
Sun.
and then I'd say cash.
Pearls. Oh,
My
yeah.
cash pearl.
Pearls. They have like a pearl
Put
necklace.
the cash one though.
Yeah, I
Pearl.
think cash is better.
Cash pearls.
Or get rid of the sun and have like the sun be a part of the water. You know?
Sure.
No, like it's the beach. We get it. And then we have the pearls. Represent the same thing.
Yeah. Anyways.
Cash money.
Yep. Cash money.
Everyone knows that.
Thank you so much for your time. I really love this. I enjoy the life out of your performances.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it. Have a great day.
Have a good day.